Yes, welcome to White House Vibes. Uh, it's a long time you haven't heard from us, but as we promised, we're still going to talk about the journey, especially the journey of Rasta people in Jamaica and throughout the world. Uh, with me this evening is brother Jahco, a brother man who is a stalwart in the world music in Jamaican music industry, putting together a lot of tours. He has toured with Jimmy Cliff, Dennis Brown, Greg Rice, and many other artists throughout the earth. Jacka is also he's also a Rasta man. I met Jacko in the 1970s, and I have to say he's one of the hopeful man and one of the cleanest Rasta man I know. And it take a lot for me to say that because I've traveled all over the island, you know, running from the thieves, the police, and the crooks and everything. Yeah, and Jahco is one of the elders who, in fact, I think Jahco is, godfather to my son. Yeah, because everybody talk about Jahco. So we decided to just sit down and have a conversation between me and Jahco, looking at life journeys and discuss some of the project that he's involved in. We decided to do this because we hope that someone out there will hear the voice and the reasoning and learn something from it. Especially learn to avoid the death trap, what I call the death trap, the killing of the youths, killing of themselves and what have you. So, Brother Jahco gonna be the co-host as we go through this journey. What those vibes and just tune in. We're gonna do this thing and see where we take it. What come. Jahco.
Greetings, Mikey. You feel life of a way of sending us in different directions, but when His Majesty realign your movement, they always come forward together. That is how the mystic work. Is it true we have come from long time? Sometimes we don't know how we're going to relay a certain kind of reasoning because our type of reasoning is that we select a topic to work from. We just reason and the reason flow based upon the vibes we are share at the moment. But Mikey, me give thanks to be able to have a conversation with the eye because we have come from a long time. When we say long time, we really mean long time. So we reach at a stage now where we can share some songs that we hope that when the youth them are hear it, them can understand say it's not that way. We are trying to change them because them have a way that them think say every time you give them some nice argument or some positive argument, a change they want to change them. But we not set out to change them. All we have said to them say there is another way you can deal with it instead of shooting your friend because most of them will shoot each other, a friend them, then grow up together. And somewhere along the line, the vibes change amongst themselves. Because if you see it out the same part, you see,
Yeah.
if you see it out the same part, but after a while, before a man wash the pot, he mash up the pot because it all turn out into unnecessary killing. But I still have the positiveness because there's a lot of youth out there where do well, you know, but them not get the big up because, as you know, positive things don't get big up in a press, you know. It's negative things sell press, you know. See, so that is what I really have want. But I look at it this way. When I grew up and I grew up among Panama, I used to take a different approach in terms of who the monks as I use. Because when I grew up in the ghetto, I know a community, so people normally I call it ghetto, but it's a community. And we are grew up with some other youth, and sometimes them test your defense. And if you try to shadow box with them and them can beat the defense one time, the next thing I fight them want to fight you. So I used to take a different approach to it. I used to want them the elders them, because the elders them now go want to fight me, but every meet them want to send me go a shop. You see, because you have to go a shop where them won't tell that them sometimes they dictate what they want to do. And I think where them are do, so I test you. Because if you are frown, then no say no that one yeah. Not supposed to them monks, you know, but they would still try with him. And we try to figure it out as we go along. But it's a journey. It's a journey where, let me put it that way. It's a journey where give me some experience, because the more experience you have, I think the more experience you have, it gives you a better understanding of the make a decision where I just normally just make it and then think after. You know, so all right, let's let me see the very good.
Well, I don't think me too far from which part of the idea, you know, because I grew up in a Kingston. And the journey is from downtown Kingston to Delamere Avenue, you know, where the first L that I come in contact with was a bridge named Tony Martin, right at Delamere Avenue and Langard Avenue, you know, and Tony used to have a yard where all of the youths them used to go, you know, youths we are talking about who attend primarily Russell Primary, Tarrant, and Arthur Tree, you know, in that area there, and Maxfield Avenue, Maxfield Park, right? And Tony was like a leader, as an elder man, because guess what? Tony, people them used to run a betting shop and see a property with them own at Delamere Avenue there. And all of the Jahco them you can think of used to come at Tony Martin. When they know they're at Tony Martin, they move from Maxfield Park. At that time, there was just a shed in Maxfield Park, the burial ground. And man like Harry Jagai and Dennis Fisher, who used to play cricket for Jamaica and Melbourne, and others used to hang out there. So when they're not there at the shed up at Maxfield Park, they don't at Tony Martin. And Tony Martin as a Rasta man, him and all them man, they used to organize cricket. And the prize when you win the cricket, where the team gets is a pound of herb. Anywhere from 1 to a 5 pound, you know, package of herb. You understand? That is how them man they used to have we and I grow we, because we're amongst them every day. Me leave Waterhouse and go. Me leave Bellamy Avenue and go to Waterhouse in the 60s. And when we reach a Waterhouse, we come in contact with a group of Rastaman, which Markel, me I get trouble. Me mad admit to that. Me I get trouble on the road and all and things. I can't my people them not too happy with them. Me I go on with them. The man them will give refuge, give me a space so I could hang out and learn something. Was a Rasta man them. Man like Brother Fatty and Brother Jimmy and couple of that man. We used to make Dutch pot. And those elders in that journey they shaped me into who I am today. Because one, it teach me love. It teach me love. It teach me about community. Especially because most of the time when I grew up in that space and I get trouble and what have you, my parents weren't happy with me. They weren't so happy with me as I grew up as a youth in the area and different because I can't do their thinking. I was better than the brethren who I apart with. Smart and what have you. And I never see that way there, but that's how them see it. So they have certain expectations, and those expectations conflict with the direction where I go, and it creates a tension amongst I and I people, and not just them, but other people who know of the family and what have you. And I because of that conflict, I had to choose a path. I had to choose a path. And I think that is what face a number of use them right now. Because many of them don't have the Rastaman them, that influence that you and I grew up with. Them don't have that influence there. And in terms of the circumstance, especially how the Jamaican police deal with the youth them. I think that's a big part of the Jamaican experience and the problem that we face is how this force set up from the 1600. It's this force set up to really administer law and justice in Jamaica. How them deal with the youth them. And youth them is a choice, them face that. Because the education system now create the opportunities. And most of the teachers, them, honestly, you could see this from the 70s. Most of the teachers that are not really committed to the profession of teaching. You have some, yes, but most of them see it as an economic way out of the crisis. If you give them the opportunity today, most of the teachers in Jamaica would leave for America. They would. There's no commitment anymore to the community as such. It's a me, and people go to bed with give me and wake up with once. It's a dicey situation. So we can say the youths them now the certain things because they now have certain influence and what have you. But honestly, what other choices they have? Music.
Well, that is, you see, as you touch on to music is actually a savior for me because in earlier times, the artists them of old was much more thinking about the melody of the music first before them start thinking about anything else. Because people listen to song based on melody, and it's not the lyrics first them start listening to. When them listen to the music to a point and can't hear nothing about it, and then start listening to the lyrics. So in those days, the brethren them in a music, they don't show more love to the music and the brethren them around them more than them brethren I know, because that is why those type of music to this day still out there going with things. It might not get the excitement of the one them are now kind of dance, right? Because it's actually a beat, you know. Original dancehall is still the music of whole, because of dancehall, the music they used to play, you know, that's why they have so much sound system in Jamaica. The way you go to hear music and play, you know. So it is a different situation now, because most of the youth we are produced right now a programming them a go a program, because you see what I observe over the time when we used to have say Sunsplash, the Japanese used to come to Jamaica with some top class recording device. And when them there Sunsplash, them used to record one. I don't know if them did get word from people who have produced the show, Sunsplash. But them used to record. And after that, what they did was to take these songs from those Sunsplash events, and then now start develop equipment with those songs. So you find no for the sound them we are here in a programming. It's some original song that this guy record and use it to make the equipment. So you find now that when production are going, no, you can always overdub and you get the sound when near to the original sound.
Yeah, the re-engineer it.
Yes, because from once you have a computer, you can, if it manipulate it, you'll be able to make these rhythms. You see, and the other thing about it is that I feel good that the youth them also in this time I get something out of the music, because them when the elders them will play, them see it as the representation of how them feel and how them think, because it's so them play the music based on how them feel. Because in those times, I don't hold for overdub. So you have to take one take, 2 track, 1 take. But now you can sit down in the studio for days and I had different instruments for the music, for the production, So
but I want to check you on something. You've been involved in reggae music for a long time. You're one of the critical man behind the scene of reggae music, right? Production and what have you. Because when I met you at that time, you in the 70s, you were at Zing Fence.
Yeah.
You were at Zing Fence, I work with we we're
Third world.
third world and what have you, and you move on to managing and doing a whole part of that thing. Tell me about some of them stories. You work with third world and who else? Who else?
Well, all right.
First was Jimmy, right?
I could take it that way.
Yeah.
When I first get into, I love music from a long time, so I was more interested in listening to different sound systems, because that was the only medium we could have get that kind of music, kind of play on radio. And because it not play on radio, we never have no idea of most of the music that was being created in Jamaica. When the sound system them now start play the music, then you start know what going across the board, because each sound system did have different approach in terms of what kind of amplifier them are, because in them time man did a bill amplifier. It's not no way you're going to store to buy one amplifier. Man used to bill it, right? And it was actually them time there was tubers. So when them amplifier play for a long time, like the music get warm in terms of the delivery. So my first time getting into live music is when we started the third world.
At Zing Pen.
Yeah, at Zing Pen, because Zing Pen was the primary place that a lot of production won.
Yeah.
Right? And because Zing Pen did have its own character.
Yeah.
And based upon that, it was easy for me to understand the nuances as far as productions are concerned, because we used to have some of the best youth then when know about how to put production together. And so it was much more third world. Zing Pen was like a training ground. Like a training ground for all of us who was among third world working as production people. And I am happy that they gave me that opportunity to learn more about production, how you approach it, how you think about tours and things like that, because them is a group where you stood up on the road all the while. And at one point, I used to manage the place while they are out on tour. But my first time going on tour is that while I was at third room, Jimmy Cliff, one of Jimmy Cliff's manager, came to me. Because them see me do stage work and things like that. And he came to me to talk to me about if I would be interested to go on the road with Jimmy Cliff. So the first place I asked him where Jimmy was, and he tells me Zimbabwe. So I say I'm all right, I'm ready to work, because the whole thing about it is that Africa, because we don't want to go Africa, that when we hear about Africa, we're ready for work. So
who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Africa. I'm straight footed and that, you know. Yeah. So Jimmy Cliff. So the first tour was Jimmy Cliff, Zimbabwe, with Jimmy Cliff. Yeah. What year was that? In the 70s? Yeah, it must be in the 70s. Must be in the 70s.
Yeah. Hold on there.
Must be in the 70s. Around 70, what, 70, 75, so?
Somewhere around there.
Or 78. That's somewhere around there when Jimmy Cliff goes.
Somewhere in the 70s.
Yeah, man.
But the thing about it is that I was so anxious to go that they couldn't sleep. They couldn't sleep me and with the on the plane. I'm with the on the plane and
so you travel from Jamaica, Kingston to London?
No, we were Kingston to
Paris.
Kingston, no man, we go Kingston to New York and then we go across. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
And when we have go, me couldn't sleep. So me look the whole night I look through the window.
Yeah.
And I look all this the color, the skies are intertwined with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So when we finally touch down in Zimbabwe, and you know, the strange thing about it is because the way the press did a push Zimbabwe as this wicked place and all them things there, right? So when I got there and we come off of the plane and thing, and me no see no bang belly pick me one side with reply them because these people used to, the press used to give it a kind of understanding about Africa.
Yeah.
So, but it's when I reach to the
when I project Zimbabwe as impoverished and all of them things, you know?
Yes.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when I reach the hotel and stand up on the page and look up a hotel named Manamatapo. The hotel, I think about 27th floor, something to that. Is that what is that? Me have a bed me neck to look up because and
the place developed.
The place developed the street clean. And the first time I think one madman missing. One madman missing on the street.
Okay.
And maybe I might say he's a madman, but he might a man when a mad but he might go through. You see. So
that's what my so get a Zimbabwe with Jimmy Cliff.
So when we got to Zimbabwe with Jimmy Cliff, the night of the show, a brethren ball out in the audience. Jimmy Cliff, Bob Marley do 2 hours. You Jimmy Cliff, we want 3 hours before we stone you. So, you know that now skip off the start do song because we start pull some song where a long time you never hear them the song there. Some of them you never know them because as you know Jimmy they're on the road all the while. But it was a good experience because hearing a Africa and seeing what the television is telling you. And when you got there, you realize that what am I telling you? I lie them, I tell you something to say, you not to go Africa, but we must go down there, go live and get what you're supposed to get because it's your place and then figure how to program you, not for you not to want to go there. So
that time, Sidney Wolf was working with Jimmy Cliff, right?
yes.
Okay, yeah, because that's
right.
okay. So that was definitely the 70s then.
Yeah. So that was my first experience coming off this show. And you know, Mikey, you know what I love about it. When we left Jamaica, the first place we go Africa.
First place.
First place we go on a place, go
Africa.
So I was
up in the heavens.
I tell Mikey, we couldn't sleep.
I can only imagine. But I want to tell. So Jimmy Cliff, the next one you work with Third World Jimmy Cliff. Tell me about Gregory. I know you work with Gregory as like a Dennis Brown. And that is what I would like for you to talk about, that experience. Because, you know, all you come in contact with them because, Marco, originally, you're not from town.
No, but...
You're not from town. But in terms of zinc fence and... Oh, you end up I told them man there.
You see what happened? Is that when we did at zinc fence, we used to do a whole heap of production at zinc fence.
I know you used to have a production.
And you used to have different artists.
Yeah.
Right?
So then you start TPS production.
Yes. So
yeah.
some of them from day one, them used to see me at work.
Yeah.
So
come see enough of the video there, you know. Sunsplash video and different. I might not know you, but me see you all over the stage and I say, watch me bridge. Me see you upon there, couple. Me see you upon Dennis Brown, Sunsplash, I think there, California. Me see you upon a couple of that thing, you know. I say, watch me bridge. So tell me about them, man. Dennis Brown. Yeah.
You see, Dennis and Gregory is two characters that I learn a lot from.
Yeah.
Right?
Two characters.
Yes. I learn a lot from them. Gregory said to me one time, Jahco, be careful of this musician because they have some nice bad mind people.
Hold on. Run that by me again. When Gregory said, you have some nice bad mind people.
Nice bad mind people. So be careful of them.
Only Gregory could have said something like nice bad mind.
Some nice bad mind people. So be careful of them, right?
Yeah.
And Dennis know when Dennis do anything and you're gonna get off on him.
Yeah.
He will say, him have a way to say, my brother, what happening here? What is going on here? No, I am keep up the arms house, you know. But the way him come over.
Yeah.
You can't quarrel with him. You know, see,
ask, what is happening? What is happening? In other words, why are you upset? Why are you upset?
Yeah.
You know?
So we used to enjoy working with these two brethren because that is when because we used to tour with them.
How much years? How many years?
it's different timeline,
Yeah.
different timeline. Because when we start work with Gregory, I could come at Gregory. When we start work with Greg, it take me a plan to get me a plan to do a tour with him in Zimbabwe. And about 5 years straight me I work on it. Me I work on it to get the brethren to come on board and that. So that time I set up no technical production services.
TPS.
I mean a brethren. Yes, I mean a brethren I work and he must say. So when the brethren in Kambula called from Zimbabwe and in about 4 years straight him I talk about everything and never come out. But me tell myself say, if you listen to him, because if him consistently call me every year, 1 year it go work.
Yeah.
So if a year should have, if a year should have come, another year that go happen, I mean, they go lose out. So me every time I call, I take up the phone. This time, the brethren who me and him, or me and Delra, the brethren call, I'm gonna tell him to answer his phone. Every year, my call and I just take up the phone and say, "Well, I'm Cambodia," and that is the year when it happened. It happened. So, we talk to him, blah blah blah, and we go through the plan. So after that plan and things set in our way now to go on the tour. Gregory said to me, "Jahco, all right, yeah, we do. Let's carry them going to Zimbabwe. They come after." Now, most time when Intel had a people that did not turn up. But anytime Intel didn't turn up, maybe
He must trust in you.
yes, because whatever I tell him, I go happen. And that happened.
Okay. That's a great
So that's a great.
Yeah.
So when we Zimbabwe now, then time they never have mobile line phone me up. I call him and he tell me say, "Jahco don't worry, man. I tell you I never come, man." And we go pick him up at the airport.
Yeah.
In Zimbabwe. Go pick him up.
Yeah.
Because everybody down at Zimbabwe freeze up because they don't know what's going on. And all me I tell them say, "He soon come. Come in, go turn up." However, we go pick him up at the airport. And when we carry him we carry him straight to the TV station. We know because people are saying not turn in that come. So we carry him straight to the TV station. And it's simple them see him in talk little. As in don't talk in Java sleep. In Java sleep for the station. And line. So
Tired.
they are tired. And a long flight. So when we are doing the show, when we are the show now, the venue, Cork. I said the venue, Cork. About 25,000 people outside and can come and we inside the man and we depend the sound tower because we don't mix the show. We depend sound tower and thing and yeah. Me Raman in the crowd say, Gregory is that Jimmy Cliff came here and do 2 hours, we want 5 hours from you. I said, Gregory, no, yeah, Gregory do that now. Gregory just start the song and hold the mic and then go and sing. So
Gregory.
Man start the song then and just hold the mic.
I met them go
I met them go and sing the song.
Him just start. Him just do the intro. I met them see the chorus.
Yeah, man, they want enough song. They want enough song. They give them enough song.
Gregory, tricks in trade, you know. Matches.
Yeah, man, while the show go on now, Mikey.
Yeah.
Him have a song where him do.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't start that Sunday, come after stage.
Yeah.
But before that, there are some people.
So hold up, tell me now. Hold up. When you start certain song, you know, so the show over.
The show over. So if me not the audience,
yeah.
But show me no how walk in a crowd.
Yeah.
You say, and show me learn about that as well. When you're in a crowd, you know, walk down the middle like crowd. You walk, you try go to the right. Yeah, where the wall or the thing there. You can walk against it and go down. So from here the song start, you come off of the tower, you start walk and go to the backstage.
Yeah.
So when you reach a backstage now, him gone from the bus. Gone from the bus. And everybody head for the bus. You know, see, I'm a reach from the bus, man. The African them hold the bus and start bomb it.
Yeah.
The African bomb the bus and bomb the bus. And we want more Gregory. We want more Gregory. So while them there, they are bomb the bus now. The driver freeze.
Yeah.
You know? And a man go up behind him and give him one box 90 back. And
the driver.
Yeah. And he lift the clutch. And drive out. But the good thing about it, you know, is that the people them down there love him. Gregory's loved globally, you know.
But Dennis Brown was there was something about Dennis Brown that was different. Dennis was known as a singer. You know, and that but Dennis was music.
You see, the thing about Dennis can take any rhythm and make it sound good. You can put Dennis on any rhythm and it sound good. Because he have good melody. And in diction it's clear. And that raspy voice him have, the girls them go after that. You know, so but I used to enjoy touring with both of them. And I'm a tour with other people still, you know, but them two brethren they learn a lot from them. You see.
But back on Gregory as a, in my view as a man, as a Kingstonian, Gregory has a very trouble life. You know, if you really know Gregory's story and him fight and him come through, because Greg was part of a group of men where a brethren were emerge and but we sort of merge badness and music. If you understand what I say.
Yeah, but
Musician was musician and they were thinking about badness. Gregory was like the first man where if you mess with Gregory, you know what I'll go down. You know,
well,
Gregory.
in those times you have to protect yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too.
And Gregory used, you know, as I grew up, Chancery Street, Chancery Lane.
Yeah,
You know,
up to Monday, me there, that translator, we stop at the corner and look for you. This is the term. This is the term.
Yeah, so the thing with Gregory, I think, you know, is like so many others. You know, many others me talk about Gregory, Junior Delgado, Earl 16. Them set up a brethren come out of that period with Dennis, so to speak. You know, it's like them leave a legacy of music, which and a legacy about a journey, which is, you know, if you know where the music come from and through the dance hall and all them things, they know them voice they emerge. It's a legacy of music which we need to really go back and listen to. You know, because the music you're not hear no melody no more. When you compare the music with what I go and write, you know, you're not hear no melody. When you hear Junior Delgado upon a song on him, Fort Augustus. You know, it's just different.
Mikey, if you understand, so them man they could have played 5-1 instrument.
Yeah.
Most of them man they used to build the song based on playing a guitar, piano.
Yeah, most of them.
So it's a different vibration. The man they used to write lyrics before them go in a studio.
Yeah.
Nowadays, man just go in a studio and just sing a song.
And just on the spot.
It's two different things. But it's one man I know in the music business that him no write down the song. But him can, when him a record and you think I want to take him on a great. There will be a typical Stoneboard Gregory. You remember when they did have the drought inside Ethiopia?
Yeah.
And the brother were from England where they do a big show.
You know, yeah. Bob Giraffe, yeah, something like that. You know the bridge there, yeah.
Gilda.
Yeah.
Bob Gilda. Third World, them that produce a song about it, have a series of artists from record the song. That time you have the Bob Marley studio up
Yeah.
and when Gregory time I come up, him come sing, then send me film because you know me can go find him. So when we go film and can come to the studio and Bonnie Rock doing the line when we're supposed to see take it. And then look on it and then beat back to Bonnie Rock. I'm going to the studio and after I'm going to the studio, you know, in some of me area, and he sing the part where he just look on the piece of paper. And Mr. Mikey, the man sing it right. That when he move, I said, Gregory, when you do our next take instead of move. And 1 year get, you know, and you just get that one go. You don't have any more to get. Right? And it coming like the man. It coming like the man that works the line. The way of do it, you know. And we notice when him a record, he no right down brethren, just the same way him a sing it when him a write it, you know. But it's not that him write it on paper.
Worse than
But
him.
Yeah, him was writing it and when him go there one take.
Yeah.
One take. Man a genius, but him just take a wrong turn.
Which is
and couldn't come back, bro.
This is what's wrong turn.
Well, a turn is a turn.
Yeah. And well, you see, sometimes you know you don't know the reason and you don't even want to find out what it is, you know, just allow it, make it go on because you know, so them man they come and do them works and what have you.
Yeah, the man that come and do good work, man.
Jukes are good.
You know, yeah.
Jukes are one terrible singer, you know that.
The last time I see him before him drop out up in England, you know.
Yeah.
In England, you know. Them brethren they can't sing. Them brethren they know. Them brethren they are singer. Because I say the difference is, you know, if you are a singer you can't hear your own voice.
Yeah.
Brethren, you know, sing.
Junior,
people can't hear it.
Brethren, may I tell you this.
And Junior then
I say
the man they could have sing, man.
Brethren, me there at Tarrant. I mean, know Jukes and some man come for Tarrant. I mean, I tell you, it's like me and the man they sing. I mean, I said, damn. You know, in the surf time I held to, you know. I think in the surf time, yeah, I'm come back and look Fort Augustus, you know. But what I want to ask, you know, in terms of you're involved in the music now since the 70s, you know, and all them thing there. And you go through all working them money and work by experience and difference. What you doing now? What you do right now, Jahco?
Well, you see, I kind of take a sabbatical out of music for a little while because I have a project I work on in Ghana because my idea was to be able to give back something to Africa, and based upon looking at being into different countries in Africa, I feel more attuned with Ghana. There is some about Ghana catch my attention. Though I've been to, as I said, to different countries in Africa. And I guess the opportunity that I got, it was not planned. It's not something I had planned, but it came to me in a way that I could not resist, or forget about it. How it started is that I was in Ghana with Gregory, and when we came back out of Ghana, we started the French leg on tour because there is this promoter is this African brethren who I get to know when in the days when I was touring with Jimmy Cliff. And he always want Gregory on tour because he knew that I have a connection to Gregory. He kept on asking me to get Gregory to come do some show for him that is in France. So when I get back from after I do the one for Joe in Accra, because we did two shows in Ghana at the time, one in Accra and one in Kumasi. And the other section of the tour will start in a place named Lille in France. So after we set up the equipment and do the sound check and the show start, the brethren who was the tour manager, he's from Ghana. So we were talking, we came outside of the venue and was standing in the snow. It's not that far, but the snow never fall hard, so we just out in a t-shirt. And we are talking there is somebody to come out of Ghana. That is when he told me that his father lives in Ghana and he's from Ghana. So we started out there talking. I said to him, look there. We can do the thing ourselves and have to work with white man. Because I live in Kingston. We have all the artists in there. And you know how to put tours together. Why we not just work together? So we actually register a company named Sankofa Black Star. And when we register Sankofa Black Star, we register in Lyon.
This is in France.
Yes, in France, yes. And we register the company in Lyon. So we now start to book tours ourselves.
And the tours, who are some of the artists that you're doing? Gladiators.
You know,
We
do Gladiators. We do Freddie McGregor.
Yeah.
We do Ethiopian. We do Max Romeo. We do
play in Paris and other parts of Europe.
Yeah, we did it all over. Because we are the only company at the time, black company at the time, had two licenses. One to do tours, we can plan our own tours, and also we can sell anything, any merchandise that has to do with music. So that is when we opened the record store in France. So yearly we do.
What part of France did you open the store?
In Lyon.
In Lyon, yeah.
The city that we
yes.
Yeah, because it is the second city.
Okay.
So Paris, the Paris then. So that is where we operate from. So we set up a record store and then we work out of the record store because we have the record store downstairs and we have the office upstairs.
Okay, yeah.
So
Like a
we
TPS
start to book
operation.
our,
It's like a TPS because
yes,
you have something similar at TPS, right? Up by Ligani Plaza.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not, up Ligani Plaza.
No, I'm talking original Ligani Plaza, where office was upstairs.
No, what happened is that we set up the company in front of Third World,
Okay.
a Tropics.
Yes, next door, yes.
That is where the first office used to be.
Yeah. I
Upstairs at Tropics.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we moved from Tropics and set up the record store in Northside Plaza.
Not Upper Ligani, Northside Plaza, yeah. Because you had equipment downstairs and office upstairs.
No, upstairs that run at Tropics. We have a rehearsal room upstairs where the equipment is, but we have the office upstairs also.
Okay.
So we used to work on a lot of local events because Technical Production Services is the only company at that time used to provide technical services to various promoters, whether they're doing local shows or overseas shows. So in those times, there was no other company doing what we were doing. So
yeah. Different from John Swaby. Different from John
Swaby. John Swaby do live.
Yeah, live because I used to, some of the shows that I used to call, was because of Charles Campbell. I remember Charles Campbell from Reggae Sunsplash and
yes,
and lights and different. I know all of that stuff, but in terms of the company and operation instead of taking things to Europe, that was a major accomplishment.
Well, the one that was taking artists to Europe was Sankofa Black Star.
Oh, okay.
Because that is the one we registered up in France.
Okay.
And because we registered up in France, we could also apply for our own visas, work permit, blah 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 blah, because that is the reason for setting us up that way. So what we used to do to employ Jamaican artists.
Okay.
And we used to go for the elder artists them from like the Max Romeo, Opians, so those type of artists, because those type of artists,
ska influencer artists then.
Yes, because those artists now have a catalog out there in Europe.
Yeah.
Right. So we could simply go for those type of artists. But what I used to do really is to every one of these established artists, I used to carry one artist that is unknown. Right? But that artist to hope for the established artist. Because if you have one artist, a young artist, a open to the established artist, them already have a crowd to sing to.
Okay.
Because normally nobody don't know them. But on the bill, I make sure I put them in even if I put them in our little corner, but at least them photograph sometimes upon the promotion bills and things like that. So, but what was interesting is that the first band we put together, a band the Eruption Crew, and we put Eruption Crew together, and we have them up at, we have them at rehearse, top of tropics there, and things like that, and they carry Gregory on tour. And when we said to Gregory, we have a band. Him say, what kind of band? Band-Aid? No, I said, we have a band. And it's all right. He never asked me who I own a band. Can't be the same time I have a band. But the youth them, me have the youth them a rehearse song them. So when we go up on tour and we hear him, he hear the band a play. And that tour with Gregory and so it's engineering that the band when we put together is a good band. Because another incident that happened is that the Gregory go a place there. Barbados. And I bring Gregory to Barbados to promote a girl. And she really want to get Gregory to come up in the States. Them time they have a man there down at the American embassy when it down when it was in the road there in front of Tamred Town there.
Yeah, Oxford Road, yeah. Oxford Road, yeah, man.
So, and the man there, no matter how much thing come to Gregory, nah make Gregory go that far. And they go up, but they are Barbados, they promote how man, one carry Gregory go inside Virgin Island.
Mm-hmm.
So we send the band to Tartola, and me and Gregory take one flight to go to St. Thomas. But we're not playing, we have 2 seats. And the man, the pilots, you know, the 2 seats of my front and so on the floor, I play.
So, Jahco, how that work out?
Yeah.
How that work out?
So when no, I'm gonna tell you it work out.
Yeah.
When we are flying over, the plane just go can't go far.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first time I go in a plane and we come out Tennessee and
No, we found Gregory there.
He's some guy that pilot.
So what am I doing?
You just some guy that pilot.
So what Gregory?
2-seat night.
I you up on the floor.
2-seat night. I'm sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Rain up along here. And we are waiting up in the plane. So after we are waiting up in the plane, now we eventually when we eventually reach our destination, and we come on. No.
Yeah.
But here we go down now. The girl is get a visa in Barbados.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it have American visa.
Yeah.
So me then him go through.
Yeah.
Now The band they are Tartool. So we take a go fast boat and go to the band. But I me go make him get the hotel and everything and him alright and we go Tartool and go pick up the band. We reach St. Thomas. The woman wouldn't let me in at all in the country. The woman, because a boat to come in, them have a wharf, and to me have already have the visa. She couldn't turn me back.
Well, you know what, Jahco?
In the country.
All right. Well, you know, I want your wallet right there, so I'm pause right there because we have to take a break, you know, and because I really want to hear the story, you know. It's funny, and I know the people, the viewers, them will want to hear the story. Oh, you survived, you know. You, Gregory Isaac, and the pilot. We are traveling from where? To there. Which way you traveling from? From Barbados to?
St. Thomas, Virgin Island.
All right. So hear me now. Hear me now. We're gonna stop this thing here and give the people them part 2, you know, because I tell you my brethren, this thing here wonderful, you know. Really wonderful. It's a journey, and Jahco, we have much more to talk about. Much more in terms of your journey, you know, because you are one of the unsung heroes in the story called reggae. Reggae music, reggae, one of the man behind the scene, which much of us now really know. And you're not the type of man who share your story, you're still in your car. According to you, you're still up on top of the hill, up in that golden spring.
Look up on the hill and look down.
And just look down, you know, look up on them, you know. So, my brother, make us see a part 2 for next time now. What you say?
All right, brother. Well, that is it, you know, because so it's
yeah, make us see a part
you know,
next week. And we'll just continue the conversation. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, my brother. Cool.
Bless you, Mikey.
Yes, I.
Have a good one.